Hello, students. Welcome to Grade 10 Science Lessons. And I'm your teacher, Mom Marian Soriano. In Lesson 3, you have learned about the different processes that occur along the plate boundaries. Convergent boundaries. Convergence of oceanic continental plates can lead to the formation of volcanic arc, trench, and earthquakes. Convergence of two oceanic plates can lead to the formation of volcanic island arc, trench, and underwater earthquakes that can cause tsunamis. A collision zone is formed in convergence of two continental plates that leads to the formation of mountain ranges and earthquakes. Divergent boundaries. If a continental plate starts to diverge, a reef valley will be formed. As the plates continue to move apart, a sea or an ocean basin will develop. Thinning of crust will happen at the oceanic floor that allows the magma to rise and form oceanic ridges or underwater mountain ranges. Shallow earthquakes are also formed. Transform fault plate boundaries. Earthquakes are formed in transform fault plate boundaries. No plates are being destroyed, therefore no formation of volcanoes and mountains. Since you have learned that plates are moving that causes geologic activities, what gives an idea to our scientists in the past that continents are moving?
What are the evidence that will support such claim?
Continental Drift Theory. Have you seen a map before? Definitely yes, you have seen one. Did you notice that the western part of Africa and eastern border of South America seem to fit together like a big jigsaw puzzle? Before we continue, let's play a game, Guess Who? Who is this? Can you guess before the time will end? It's Alfred Lothar Wegener, a German polar researcher, geophysicist, and meteorologist. Alfred Lothar Wegener is remembered as the originator of the continental drift theory by hypothesizing it in 1912. Continental drift theory states that the continents are slowly drifting around the Earth and was once a large landmass called Pangaea, a Greek word which means all Earth.
But what made Alfred Lothar Wegener say that the continents are drifting? What other evidence for continental drift theory?
Wegener's curiosity about the idea on drifting continents started when he noticed the edges of South America and Africa in a world map can be fitted like a jigsaw puzzle.
Would fitting edges of continents be enough proof that the continents are drifting? What other evidence gathered by Wegener to support his continental drift theory? Evidence for continental drift theory.
Evidence from fossils. Fossilized leaves of an extinct plant Glossopteris were found in 260 million years old rocks. These fossils were located in the continents of southern Africa, Australia, India, and Antarctica, which are now separated from each other by wide oceans. The large seeds of this plant could not possibly travel a long journey by the wind or survive a rough ride through ocean waves. Evidence from rocks. Fossils found in rocks support the continental drift theory. The rocks themselves also provide evidence that the continents drifted apart from each other. Rock formations in Africa line up with South America as if it was a long mountain range. Remember, fossils of Mesosaurus found in rocks is a freshwater ancient reptile, so it's impossible for this animal to cross the vast ocean between Africa and South America. Coal deposits and ancient climates. Coal beds were formed from the compaction and decomposition of swamp plants that lived million years ago. These were discovered in South America, Africa, Indian subcontinent, Southeast Asia, and even in Antarctica. How is a coal bed formation possible in Antarctica? To support large quantities of life, Antarctica once had tropical climate, thus located near equator in the past. Evidence of glaciation and ancient climate. Some of the most telling climatological evidence comes from the continents of South America, Africa, India, and Australia. All of these continents show evidence of past glaciation. This evidence comes in the form of glacial striations. Glacial striations are left when large boulders are dragged beneath glaciers. As they drag along, they scratch the underlying surface, creating grooves parallel to the direction of travel of the glacier.
Despite Wegener's gathered evidence supporting his idea about drifting continents, the scientific community rejected him for some problems. He estimated the speed of continental motion, 250 cm per year, was unbelievably high. He cannot explain what causes the continents to move. It took many years before the theory of continental drift was accepted. What causing the continents to drift? What other missing evidence to support such claim? To summarize what you have learned, Alfred Lothar Wegener was the main proponent of the continental drift theory. That states that the continents were once connected as a big landmass called Pangaea, which means all Earth. The continental drift theory is being supported by the following evidence: shapes or matching edges of continents, fossil evidence, matching rocks, coal deposits in Antarctica, ancient climates, and glacier carvings.
Let's have an assessment. Pause the video and get a piece of paper and a pen. Number your paper from 1 to 10. Write the correct letter answer in each item. Let's start. Number 1. He was credited for the idea on continental drift theory. A. Alfred Lothar Wegener. B. Charles Darwin. C. Harry Hammond Hess. D. Robert Tides. Number 2. What two specific continents fit together most noticeably? A. Africa and North America. B. South America and Africa. C. South America and Europe. D. Antarctica and Africa. Number 3. All continents were once joined together, forming a supercontinent called A. Panthalassa, B. Gondwanaland, C. Laurasia, D. Pangaea. 4. It is possibly the most important fossil plant evidence that continents are drifting. A. Glossopteris, B. Listersaurus, C. Mesosaurus, D. Cynonatus. 5. Which among the choices was not used by Wegener as an evidence to support the continental drift theory? A. Rocks, B. Fossils, C. Climate, D. Magnetic reversal. Number 6. What are the evidences gathered by Alfred Wegener to support his continental drift theory? A. Continental feet, rocks, fossils, coal deposits, ancient climate, and glaciers scars. B. Ancient climate of Antarctica and Africa. C. Remains of dead plants and animals. D. Observing the map. 7. How does fossil evidence support Wegener's hypothesis of continental drift? A. Similar fossils are found along continental margins that appear to join together. B. Fossils are found in areas where the present-day climate could not have supported the organisms that made the fossils. C. Similar fossils of giant, land-dwelling dinosaurs are found on continents separated by oceans. And letter D, all of the choices. 8. Originally, the continental drift theory was not well received by other scientists. Why? A. There was a competing theory at the time that was more believable. B. There was no data showing the continents ever moved. C. The scientists did not know the force responsible for moving the continents. D. The scientist presenting the data was unreliable. 9. If cold beds are found in Antarctica, what can you infer about the location of this continent from the past? A. Cold, B. Tropical, C. Extreme cold, D. Extreme hot. And lastly, number 10, if you are a cartographer, what will give you an idea that the continents were once joined? A. Ocean depth, B. Shape of the continents, C. Position of the South Pole, D. Size of the Atlantic Ocean. Let's check. Number 1, A. Alfred Lothar Wegener. Number 2, B. South America and Africa. Number 3, D. Pangaea. Number 4, A. Glossopteris. Number 5, D. Magnetic reversal. Number 6, A. Continental feet, rocks, fossils, coal deposits, ancient climate, and glacier scars. 7, D. All of the choices. 8, C. The scientists did not know the force responsible for moving the continents. 9, B. Tropical. And number 10, B. Shape of the continents. I hope you learned and enjoyed from our lesson. This is Mom Marian Soriano. See you in our next lesson.